welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. I'm Vanessa and this is Nessa CX Beauty, and today's video is going to be on the Bloodlust palette as well as the lip gloss in Iridescent Throne. Now the palette does retail for $54. It looks like this. It's velvet, it's beautiful, it's like a vanity piece, and it features 18 shades. These are them. And the gloss retails for $18, and this is how it looks. I picked this one because it seemed to be the one that I would most likely wear on an everyday basis. This is Iridescent Throne. So it has really light purple and pink glitter in it, and I think it is stunning. So right now I'm going to show you guys the swatches of the entire palette, and then we're going to use the palette on our eyes to see what we think about it. So if you're interested in that, just continue watching. Looking at the swatches, Wet Jewel looks to be an eyeshadow topper, so that is something to consider. And while I was swatching, Bleeding Heart seemed to have the roughest formulation, so when I did dig my finger in to swatch that one, it was a really hard pan, so I don't know how that one would perform on the eyes. Other than that, I feel like Monarchy won't look good on me, but I would definitely use Your Majesty, and those are just the notes that I wanted to take on the swatches. So on to the eye look. Okay, so the first shade I want to dig into is High King with my Morphe M504. I'm going to use this as my transition shade. And I do have P. Louise eye base under my eyes, FYI. Next up, I want to go into Blood Queen with my Morphe M513 and go right under High King. I don't even want to try to use Bleeding Heart, y'all. I'm kind of scared too. I'm gonna show you guys how it swatches at the end, just to show you. Because it swatches beautifully, like in one swipe, but yo, that pan is hard. Like all the other pans were creamy and smooth, but Bleeding Heart was type hard. Next up, I want to go into Dungeon with my Morphe M321 brush. And we're gonna add some depth to this look. Oh, okay. I like that. I feel like this is the purple version of Undertaker from Jeffree Star's Blue Blood palette. Also, I want to do a video using all three palettes and call it like the Bloodline, because the Bloodlust is supposed to be the third installment to Jeffree Star's Bloodline, so I kind of want to just use all three of them together and use the entire Bloodline together. So let me know what you guys think about that idea, because I'm really looking forward to it. We're gonna go back into Blood Queen with my 513 and just blend Blood Queen into Dungeon. You know, and I also want to play around with that black because it looked stunning. I've never seen a black be so shimmery. Like a matte black be so shimmery. You know, and I feel like my look is turning out darker, and I think one of the, you know, criticisms that people had on this palette was that it wasn't like dark enough. There weren't enough purples, but I'm finding the amount of purples to be quite nice, and it still leaves me with other options, so I do appreciate that. Next up, we're gonna cut that crease with the P. Louise eye base and my Olimar packing brush. the outer half of the lid, I want to go into Take the Crown with my Anastasia dual-ended brush that comes with almost every single one of their palettes, and just pack it in. That, my friends, is Take the Crown. It is stunningly gorgeous. Then I'm going to color swap my brush and go into Beauty Sweep for the inner half of my lid. And that is Beauty Sleep into Take the Crown. And I'm just going to turn this brush over, go back into Dungeon, and blend where Dungeon meets Take the Crown. Okay, and this is the look that we have thus far. Now I'm going to finish up my face, and we'll come back for the lower lash line and the gloss. Okay, so we are back for the lower lash line, but before I got into that, I wanted to tell you guys what purple highlighter I'm using, just because the purple highlighters are exclusives on Jeffree Star's website. I couldn't get that today, but I am wearing Purple Dream by Artist Couture on my cheeks. Now I'm just gonna go into Your Majesty with my Luxie mini angled brush and put that on the first half of my lower lash line. I do like putting these pale white shades on this part of my eyes because I feel like it does add a little pop. And then on the outer half, I want to put Dungeon just to add depth. This is probably my favorite shade out of the whole palette at this point. And for the inner corner, I do want to mix Beauty, Sleep, and Wet Jewel together. This is just a packing brush from Real Techniques. Just because Wet Jewel does look like a topper, and I feel like it would look really pretty on the inner corner. I is correct. So this is the eye look that we have created with this palette. On to the lip gloss in Iridescent Throne. But now I want to put it over a lippy, so I am going to use Zombie Kiss from Jeffree Star's Halloween exclusives. And then use the gloss right on top of it. And this is the finished look using the Bloodlust palette and the Iridescent Throne lip gloss. I definitely feel like this was not a bad palette. The shades may not be everybody's cup of tea, however, it is my cup of tea, so I definitely think it was worth it for me, especially because purple shadows are my favorite on my complexion, and I feel like there was a good amount of purples, and it still left me some options over here, and I'm really, really excited to use Vile Serpent. So I approve of this palette, not gonna lie, but there's a shade in here that I'm kind of scared of. It's Bleeding Heart. I kind of want to see a video of somebody using it because it's pretty hard in the pan. Let me show you. So like touching it, it's like hard AF. And then like patting it down, there's like grains in my finger of the shadow. And then swatching it, I don't know how I feel about how that feels. It's like an uncomfortable feeling. It's not smooth and buttery like most of his shadows. But it feels hard swatching. It swatches beautifully though, not gonna lie. It's just like, it leaves a lot of residue and I wasn't even being too hard on it. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the shadow, and I don't know if it's supposed to be a shimmer. I don't know. If you understand Bleeding Heart, please let me know. But that's like the only like shade that I was like when I touched it. But the other ones are soft. And I think the formula of this palette is no different than his other palettes. I definitely think that it's worth purchasing because if you are a Jeffree Star collector, how could you not? How could I not? I'm looking at the rest of my Jeffree Star collection and just wondering where I'm gonna place this on my vanity. And then the glosses, y'all already know he has a bomb gloss formula. It is not suffocating my lips and it smells amazing. So if you are interested in the glosses, I'd say pick it up. But I am kind of sad that I didn't get the Choke on Ice highlighter, which I do want, but I am content with what I did get. And that's all I had to say. Have a good day or night, wherever you are in the world. I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.